Thanks everyone for joining us for the webinar today. Today's topic is focused very much around unlocking the power of CIAM or CIAM to elevate customer experience. Essentially talking around customer identity and access management. On the session today, I've been joined by a dear friend, Ganesh. Ganesh works at Trevonix. He's a director at Trevonix. Trevonix is a specialist organization in CIAM, helping organizations select the right solutions as well as implementation, and been a partner with Espire for a couple of years, working with us on number of engagements. I'm the host for this session today. My name is Kaustubh. I head up a business portfolio at Espire for UK and Europe region, EMEA. And Espire is a specialist organization in customer experience management, working on wide areas of engagements all the way from CRM, customer journey, customer service, personalized customer experiences, and so on. And we work very closely with Ganesh and the team on the CIAM. So welcome everyone for today's session. Before we dive into the topic and the details of it, a quick overview in terms of some of the housekeeping rules. So today's session is for about 30 minutes. Everyone who has joined is on mute, so that it's a smooth presentation. If there are any questions at any point of time, there's a Q&A at the top. So, please do feel free to drop in any questions through the widget and we'll pick them up as we go through the session or at the end. There's a recording of this webinar and it will be distributed via email later after the session. And please do feel free to join the conversation. You can tweet #AspireLive and let us know your thoughts, comments or feedback. So, it's a very critical topic, that we are going to cover today. As Espire Infolabs, as I mentioned, CXM leaders, we work with organizations across sectors, across, hospitality, banking, media, insurance, and so on, across number of services, solutions, be it around seamless omni-channel customer communication, helping design personalized customer experience, right customer journey. One of the key aspects that come is, how do I make this journey secure, reliable and convenient at the same time for the customers? How do they make sure that they are secure while accessing this journey, while they're accessing the brand and working with the customer? So that's really the focus that we're going to cover today. Before we go into further detail, I think the best thing to do is maybe we start with what is CIAM, and I'll hand over Ganesh to you. If that's okay, to sort of take us through what is CIAM and, help us understand beyond jargons, what it means and the benefits. Ganesh?
Thanks, Kaustubh. Thanks for the fantastic introduction. Yeah, let's talk about the customer identity and access management, which like some people call it CIAM, whatever, but customer identity and access management. If you have a digital platform where you go and offer your product or services to customers, then CIAM is a must-have capability for any business, which enables users to, or your consumers to actually come, register, authenticate, access multiple applications, manage their profile. At the same time, as a business, you want to control the fraud, so you can perform fraud management, fraud detection. You can do loyalty management. You can do analytics of the data around the consumers. And then you can make sure that your system is compliant and secure from regulatory perspective, as well as from the business perspective. It also enables various other aspects of business, like letting users log in from social. So you can log in from Facebook or log in using Twitter. It also supports you to implement your customer journeys in various channels. So it doesn't have to be web. It can be, telephony and other channels of the business. So it's a multi-channel solution or a capability your business should have. It is kind of a specialized form of identity and access management, which focuses on consumers in a specific manner and helps businesses create robust and seamless customer journeys and experiences, which then it results in a trust and loyalty. What I would say that in today's world of digital consumers and all, customer-centric identity is a key for businesses to um, offer the right experience to their users or consumers, and focus on the customer needs while they manage their data in a responsible manner. Hope that helps as a defining statement for CIAM.
No, absolutely, Ganesh. And as we, as we've been, talking, while we work with the customers as well, there's number of examples that, end consumers and users are using in their day-to-day life, be it Netflix, Spotify, Amazon, which have a very seamless, customer journey and the right, sort of customer identity access management, where you can easily, to the words that you use, Ganesh, you can easily authenticate, authorize, and securely use the service in the right way. So that's a good start. Let's talk about the why part of it. Why organizations need a specialized CIM solution. I mean, this is something over the years organizations have some sort of solutions in terms of how they log in, or how they allow the sort of users to enter and use their service in the right way. Why the focus? Why is it important? Or why there is a specialist focus around CIM? Ganesh, can you talk us through that?
Sure. So you might think that, okay, CIAM is just a technology or enabling some sort of security for users. It is way beyond that. It is a business enabler, and it is a tool for competitive advantage, basically. It's not just about security. In today's fast-paced digital world, right? Consumers expect instant, personalized, and secure access to the services. And if you don't have a robust solution for customer identity and access management, you risk losing customers to your competitors. If a person comes to your site and try to log in and there is a little bit of friction, they'll switch to another one. As simple as that, because it is one click away, right? On the Google, you search something and you like something, and then if you do not offer the right journey, you go to the next one. So the customer experience is paramount, whether you are searching for prospects and acquiring new customers or retaining existing customers. So from prospect to retention to loyalty, all aspects of a customer journey while they are interacting with your platform and the brand, CIAM plays a role in it. And few examples I'll give you, like scalability. Scalability is one of the key capabilities which CIAM offers. So giving an example of a large retailer who wants to run a Black Friday sales campaign, and they marketing did a great job, and then they ran the campaign, but their platform could not handle the scale of consumers were trying to engage with their platform due to the friction or the service not able to cope up with the demand. Consumers simply dropped out, and though they were seeing a lot of traffic coming in, it didn't result in the same amount of sale. Another example I can give is that when we were hit by the pandemic, the demand for online call for, like, let's say Zoom platform tripled or grown significantly. At that kind of point, your platform should be able to deal with the demand. And at the same time, it is not that you have to deal with the spikes of it. When the demand is low, you also want to reduce the consumption and only consume that much resources which are needed to support your day-to-day customer requirement and demand. That's where CIAM kind of capability comes and becomes a weapon in your arsenal, which enables you to be makes you a winner in the customer acquisition and retention battleground with your competitors. Hope that helps.
Excellent. No, Ganesh, thanks. And you rightly mentioned the point around security at the same time, having a seamless customer journey. And that reminds me of a quote that I read somewhere. It says, Implementing SIAM solution is like, hosting a house party. You want the doors to be secure enough, so that you keep any, uninvited guests out. But you don't want to make it so complicated, that your friends can't figure out, how do you get in. So you want to sort of, to your point, make it personalized, make it easy to access for the right people to get in. But at the same time, it should be smart enough to sort of keep out, the bad actors, uninvited guests out. So, uh, excellent. Uh, the next one I think we should talk about, Ganesh, is, you obviously talked about, what is CIM, and we have seen a lot of organizations, understand the what, they understand the why part of it. But, when it comes to implementing, or, going ahead with, choosing the right solution, implementing this journey, we see there are a lot of challenges, that come across. I think it's worth calling out, a few of these common challenges, so people are aware of challenges as well as the key considerations, when it comes to. If I may start, Ganesh, in terms of one of the key areas that we see is around the user experience, right? And s- as I mentioned at the outset, with some of those examples around, Netflix or Amazon or so on, you know, consumers or customers tend to sort of expect good user experience from any service, any brand, any platform that they engage with. And good enough isn't just good enough, right? There is a lot of focus around having the right navigation, having intuitive experience. But if you now wear this sort of CIM hat on that, how do I make sure that this customer journey is accessible in the right way as per the context, right? If it is a mobile access, how am I going to make them secure and easy to sort of enter in, maybe a face ID or biometric or so on, versus if it is the browser or if it is a chat, how am I going to do it? So have a seamless way of having that CIM journey. That is a challenge, but that's something that needs to be considered, very important when you plan the journey. The other thing is the sort of cross brands or cross BU. One of the organizations we've seen where you have a retail division and a banking division, and as end consumers, as users, we don't interact with the system, or we don't interact with the application. We interact with the brand, and your expectation is that it's a seamless way across those business units. So those silos which happen within the organization, um, in a way, CIM is a solution to overcome that. But at the same time, it's critical when you plan that implementation that you take into consideration a easy way to access the brand, irrespective of if I want to access my retail channel, or I want to access my banking or insurance claims or whatever it is. It's a seamless journey. So that's a critical aspect to consider. Ganesh, do you want to talk us through some of the other areas in terms of what organizations face, key challenges in this space, and what are the key considerations to sort of overcome that?
Absolutely. So if you go to a lot of analysts and the vendors, they might say, "Oh, SIAM is just plug and play." But that's where we, as an organization, come into the picture, offering consulting and professional services in SIAM deployment, and we have seen it multiple times again and again, and have helped customers navigating those challenges. And I would always say that if you use SIAM as a plug and play device, you are not getting the best out of it. To get the best out of it, you have to plan and prepare, and then go through the be prepared to go through the journey of transformation, and where you get the best out of SIAM. Couple of examples I would give is like change, managing the change. And everybody knows, though change is inevitable and we have to evolve, we have to change, but everybody resists it, and so do the consumers. Example I can give you, that you want to add multi-factor authentication or passwordless authentication to your consumer access journey. As soon as you introduce that, though it is for your customer security and they know it, the adoption doesn't go 100% well. It always adds in friction. Or if you add like passwordless, they always think, is it secure? I'm just clicking on a link and accessing the system. This might not be secure. This might make my data lose or something. That's where customer education and proper planning is must have. And I'll give you a very quick example that one of our customers wanted to um, deploy a passkey based passwordless authentication, and they wanted to make it available for or applied for all their consumers. We worked with them and suggested that do not go with all users at the same time. Look at which users are more coming forward for passwordless based kind of authentication. And based on research, we figured out that people with the latest phones, iPhone and some other versions, um, and doing shopping mostly on their mobile device while on the run, were much more likely to adopt passkey-based authentication compared to a little bit older generation of the consumers. Some of them who still might make a phone call to place an order rather than going online. So for them, if you try to introduce some sort of passkey, it wouldn't make sense. So that is where we add value, and those are the kind of challenges, or not the challenges, but the journey we help you navigate. Another quick example I want to give is that integration with diverse system, as you gave an example of a large retailer in UK. Though it is a grocer or a retailer, they kind of run their own bank, their own credit card, their own mortgage, and all kind of systems, right? And then they have loyalty cards offered, and they want these things to work across. So though it looked like, I'm just authenticating and registering the user, it is a mix of, integration with legacy and modern application. On one side, you have like mobile app. On the other side, you have all order management systems and marketing platforms and so on, which you need to integrate with e-commerce platforms, in-store kiosks, loyalty apps, and social integration and so on. So there's a lot goes on, and it is very important to do it correct. So you can deploy CIAM and mess it up. One, you can deploy CIAM and get the best out of it. It depends on how you plan your journey. So yeah, those were the quick things I wanted to share around the challenges. There are a lot, not challenges, but when you go through the CIAM journey, what are the things you are doing? There are a lot of things, but these are the couple of examples.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think compliance is another one, Ganesh, that we see. And all the way from making sure that to your example of, is it a, passwordless, or, what sort of authentication, in industry by industry, there are different expectations or compliance rules as well. So, understanding those and following those is also critical, when you plan this. I think moving swiftly ahead, we obviously talked about, Ganesh, the challenges, but end of the day, you talked about a number of benefits, and it's critical to see how organizations adopt certain best practices, while going on this journey. So let's just delve a little deeper on, sort of the best practices when it comes to, choosing the right solution, implement the right CIAM solution, and so on. So maybe I'll take a start off, Ganesh, and sort of pass you. But one of the critical aspects is having the right team, having the right stakeholders involved in this process. Many a times, it's a double-edged sword. You don't want simply the security teams, simply the compliance teams to sort of drive a lot of requirements around CIAM solution, because then obviously you have made sure that it's secure, it's compliant, and so on and so forth. But what happens is you may not consider the right customer experience, not in the right user experience. On the other hand, if you just simply look at the easy way, they log in, get in, and accept the journey, but you're not taken care of the compliance. So it's critical that you have security, you have compliance, you have user experience, you have product management, all these sort of teams involved when you are planning your must have, could have, should have sort of requirements, and that will make sure that you have taken a holistic approach when it comes to a CIAM solution. It is while it says, it's an identity and access management, it's not just a, security or, part of the solution. So it's a holistic approach, that's needed. Focusing on customer experience is critical. And, that's where, coming back to the point, having the right team, having the right stakeholders involved in this journey is very critical. Ganesh, do you want to, touch upon a few other best practices?
Absolutely. So there are lot many aspects, and we can talk for quite long about these topics. But I will touch upon a few of those. So one of the key ones which I love and seen doing magic a lot of times is personalization. Customers expect you to know them and have a personalized service in this today's digital world. And customer like CIAM enables this by personalizing the user journeys and knowing the previous interactions of the user, and based on that, uh, customizing the journey for them and then giving them what they're looking for. Example, I want to give, like, let's say is the Starbucks, right? If you have interacted Starbucks with their digital platform, you will see that it knows about you and what you like, and it gives you that kind of thing first, that, hey, I know at this time you like to have coffee, at this time you like to have a tea. So it's very simple thing, but it enlightens and delights customers when they have to just do 2 clicks and then get the coffee, right? So that is the personalization. Obviously, one quick thing I want to add is that choosing the right product.
Mm.
You might go and buy the most expensive product in the market for customer identity management, and they come in all flavors. You can have a SaaS-based service, or you can have on-premise or hybrid and private cloud, and all those kind of things are available. Rather than CIAM product, it is your business. You should do a lot more research on and do that and work on that. What best suits me. So knowing your own business, your customers, their journeys is much more important. And that's where we come in handy to understand your business and assist with getting the right product. Right. So that is one best practice, that you must get the best tool in place, which is suitable for your business, not overall. Of course, simplicity is always the winner. And the simpler you think, keep the things in terms of integration or user experience or user journeys, it's always good. So these are a few of the best practices I can say. Given the time, I can talk a lot more, but yeah, I'll give it back to you and
Sure.
cover any questions
No,
from
no,
you.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think the one of the other critical ones, Ganesh, I think you touched upon earlier, is educating customers. Because many a times, depending on the demographic, their earlier expectations or earlier encounters with the brand, you need to make sure that they're educated, they're aware. If there's any changes coming in terms of the way they access, the way they authorize and authenticate with the brand. So that obviously then helps reduce any friction. So uh, I think that covers a number of the areas, and I'm conscious we are very close to the time as well. So as far as the the session's concerned, those were the key areas that we wanted to cover today. Hope that gave a good understanding, the key takeaways, and hope that's something that you will take back, understand and look at from your organization point of view. We wanted to touch upon what's the core of CIM or CIAM. What is it? What are the key benefits? How does it help, and how do you consider it as a customer experience solution, along with the security solution that it is? What are the key challenges that organizations face while going through such implementations, and what are the best practices when you navigate these sort of complexities around SIAM solutions? How are we going to implement it? How are we going to use it across our brands? So hopefully that gave you a good flavor. Obviously, we are more than happy to have a follow-up conversation with our specialist team, Ganesh, and ourselves offline. But let's see if you got any questions, Ganesh. So I'm conscious we got only sort of 3-4 minutes. So um, there's one question that's come in, it's probably one or two. Says we are in the middle of a CRM implementation. Is it right time to consider a SIAM solution? I'll start off, Ganesh, and then hand over to you. But it's quite a common situation that we see with organizations where we work, as I said, as the customer experience specialist, be it CRM implementation, be it e-commerce or content management solution. SIAM obviously is a critical part of that customer journey, and if it's not there as a solution, there's no wrong time on planning it, starting it. So absolutely, it's the right time to consider. In fact, I would say it was the right time earlier than that, but if you're already on that journey, absolutely, there's no harm. While you do the requirements of this sort of solution, however, as we said earlier, you make sure that you got the right teams involved, right stakeholders involved, so that you get these sort of right requirements. But Ganesh, do you want to add on anything on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you touched upon a really, really good point that it is really good idea to do it together. And very quickly give you an example that we worked with an FMCG organization company which has their online stores, different online stores in 16 different countries in different languages. So 16 different stores, 16 different platforms. And they came under big challenges that they used to sell most of the things via kiosks, but then stores. But then when the pandemic hit, they had to, focus a lot more on their digital sales, and it was very difficult for them to verify the customers and various things they had to do. So they started looking into transforming their e-commerce platform, and that's where we said, let's do it together with SIAM. And that way, what they were able to do is that they were able to get a single SaaS platform for all their 16 geographies, and one platform offering all the languages, and they were able to get a lot more in-depth information about the customer. So absolutely, it does make sense to do it at the same time while you are refreshing or transforming your e-commerce platforms and CRMs.
Excellent. I think we got one more, and it's just a minute left. So very, very quickly, let's take this, Ganesh. How long do SIAM implementations take? And my immediate question is going to be, or answer is going to be, it depends, obviously. But Ganesh, I'll let you cover that.
No, absolutely, it depends. Depending on the size of the organization you are, the type of journeys you want to build, and the type of business you are in, it can range from like 3 months to a year or more, and it can be multiple phases of it. So it depends. Like if you talk about AWS or Netflix, it is an ongoing journey. But for other businesses, smaller businesses, it could be a 3-month journey as well.
Excellent. So thanks everyone, for joining the session today. Hope it was useful, gave you some good understanding of, SIAM best practices, challenges, how to overcome those. As I said, we are here and happy to sort of have a follow-up conversation. If you have any questions or if you're considering, implementation or options in this space, and do feel free to reach out to us, via email or drop us a note. That's all for today. Thanks a lot, and have a good rest of the day. Thank you. Bye.